everybody, this is Abby Normal, and welcome back to Monster Girl Gamer. It's my jam. I'm liking it. Last time, Abby was getting on a bus. This is what happens. Surely that would be the end of his misadventures. Chapter 1, Act 1, end. I maybe should have left it a little bit sooner. Princess and the Pauper. I need a drink. I should have done it during the break, but who cares? Everyone could admire the bus. Abu really wasn't a fan of the bus. Sharing transportation with a herd of unkempt, fish-smelling people was the last way he wanted to travel. He would have gladly walked to school had he bothered to ask for directions. But he didn't, so here he was, standing in the middle of a bus trying to figure out where to sit. A group of cloaked men mumbling in some strange language were taking up the back seat, so no chance of sitting there. Those are the chronic masturbators. You don't want to go near them. He scanned the bus a few more times before noticing something of interest. Not a seat. That would require him to stay focused. A girl. Oh, hey girl, how you doing? Oh, you're a mermaid! Are you a cow person? Yeah, awesome. Judging by her outfit, she was someone with money. She's a mermaid. Not to mention the custom bus chair. Oh yeah, just noticed that. Rich girls always put out before the rest, right? The blanket and the wheelchair on the seat behind her meant she probably had polio. Now, she's a mermaid, I can tell, because of the ears. And the green. Which meant she was a cripple. Oh my god! Cripples put out even faster than the rich ones. Wow. He liked... Okay, he liked cripples. He had a thing for carrying girls around, and while he wasn't knight material, he always dreamed of playing the role. That was the main appeal, right? Swooping in and saving a whole school of crippled girls from their woes with your dick. He could treat even the most pedestrian of interactions as super deep if he had a crippled girlfriend. Wow. He could prattle on endlessly about how deep... I can't read this. Oh, can't read this seriously. He could prattle on endlessly about how dicking a girl with no arms made him feel, how it inspired him, and no one could stop him. His thought process hadn't really changed since middle school either. Seriously, cripple? The preferred monoculture is differently abled? She wasn't bothered by the cloak guys in the back. Odd. Probably because, she's seen chronic masturbators before. But odd enough to stop him from sitting down next to her. But not odd, I don't know. He had this awful habit of letting his interest in a girl drown out any other thoughts. If he wasn't so busy thinking of a pickup line, he would have noticed the guys in the back throwing off their cloaks and making their way towards her seat. Fortunately for him, this time he was so focused on trying to get a peek under that blanket that he did notice when she removed it. He really wished he hadn't. She's a mermaid! Ah! A mermaid with teeth like knives. Spear-wielding fishmen! Spear-wielding fishmen in cloaks for some reason! Wait, yeah, this wasn't a bus, it was an aquarium on wheels. How am I breathing underwater? It was just his luck. He finally got out of the graveyard and landed right in a fish tank. He kept trying to think of an excuse to get up and sit somewhere else, even as the fishmen moved Mermaid Girl from her seat and into the wheelchair. He wasn't much of a thinker, so he didn't have any luck with that. Okay, play cool. Okay, this is the girl of our dreams. She has a fishtail. She's wearing panties on top of her fish self. I don't know how that works. She's wearing a sweater vest. She's a rich girl. Let's do this. Sup? Oh, I don't know what voice to give you. Sup? Sup? Millions of words at its disposal, and it chooses street talk. Street talk in the presence of royalty. A princess, no less. Terrence, take a photo of me and the insolent hairless monkey. What the fuck did you just call me? Tell me, hairless monkey, did your parents care enough about you to bestow upon you a name? Abu, who wants to know? Abu, how quaint! Completely and utterly lacking in any refinement whatsoever. Yeah, I was about to say, I've accidentally given you a Valley Girl voice. And so brazen too, asking for my name only a few seconds after revealing your own. Oh, very well. I suppose I could break the rules just this once. I am Princess Lorelei Angelica Tabitha Serenia Alexa Morgana Diana Genevieve Anderson. I just blew that out of the water. Princess Lorelei is fine. Really? So, tell me, Abu, That thing that sits at the top of your head. What is it? Some sort of weapon? Wait, a princess? The fuck are you doing here? No, it's my hair. Yeah, it's my hair. Your hair? How outrageous. Tell me, Abu, are you concealing a weapon in that hairstyle? Only the weapon of fabulousness, baby. Mm-hmm. Do all humans wield this hair cannon, or is it only those of great importance? Importance? This guy? Shh! Shut the fuck up. You're gonna blow my fucking cover. Shh! Explain the history of the pompadour. Explain the history of you. I'm more important than the history of the pompadour, so. Abu told her his life story. He didn't leave one stone unturned. He really could have, however. Much like the skeleton before her, Princess Lorelei seemed enthralled by his every word. Especially the violent parts. He kept having to repeat those for her. You just leave a trail of destruction and terror wherever you go, yeah? You remind me of my brothers. They love you. You simply must stop by when I get to my destination. Mon Maiden Academy, I believe it was called. Heard it's one of the top schools in the country. Only the best for someone in my position, yeah? Mon Maiden Academy, the same school he was going to. What were the odds of that? He wasn't sure why, but Abu felt it was his duty to set her straight. Scully spent an entire day helping him out. Maybe this was his chance to even the score. Or perhaps he just wanted to see her flotation devices. Probably that one. Yep. In any case, he explained the situation to her. So, what you're saying is the school I'm being sent to is a school for high-class troublemakers. And they lied to me just to get me on the surface, yeah? I fucking knew it! This guy in a scuba suit showed up 3 days ago, all proper like, yeah? Telling me I should go to some fucking mental school. I thought he was taking the piss. He sounded like, I keep trying to do that, but every time I do, I keep sounding a little bit Liverpudlian. But Papa was like, I should do it because I'm a fucking princess. And now the whole fucking thing is just some fucking ruse. What part of this is it? Why would we need to trick you? Yeah, wait, yeah, why would? I imagine it has something to do with the feud you people and my people have. Bitch, what did you just say? They knew Papa would never let any of us on the surface just to patch up old wounds. And that goes double for his wonderful daughter. Princesses are far too rare. He really need a good reason for sending me up here. So, if I had to absolutely positively take a guess, I'd say they decided to lie about inviting me to a prestigious school based on my talent. Papa wouldn't turn down a chance to brag her about his little girl going to a nice school and outclassing all the human peasants. He never misses an opportunity to brag. They must have known that. Yeah, what is this feud about? Are you really saying you don't know? No, that's why I asked. I suppose that makes sense. You people are good at pretending your losses didn't happen. What? Bitch, please. I believe it was during the 80s. Papa found this nice island, Japan, I believe it was, and claimed it for us. Regrettably, you lot were already living on it and refused to leave. The nerve of them. When royalty tells you to move, you move. Nothing they have on an island is more important than me getting an on-land swimming pool. I see, I see what type of character you are now. Their refusal forced Papa to take drastic action, namely declaring the island as his own, regardless of Japan's stance on it. Literally, you know, are you a descendant of Christopher Columbus? Ever heard of him? Yeah, maybe. No, okay, just checking. A brilliant strategy, if I do say so myself. And I did, so I do. But alas, the human government didn't appreciate Papa's wonderful strategy and declared war. Which is outrageous. It's truly, truly, truly outrageous. Oh, Gem! I swear, if the next line is anything to do with Gem, I'll be very happy. It was also a terrible mistake. None of them could have predicted just how Papa loves war. Papa managed to take out 5 offshore military bases, several subs, and was in the process of teaching peasants to fly your airplanes when your government called a truce. No human would ever set foot in our territory again if Papa agreed to leave Japan and the like alone. Of course, you lot were losing and weren't really in any position to make demands. But Papa, being the spontaneous leader he is, had already grown tired of the entire endeavor and agreed to the terms. Plus, he had sort of a quiet admiration to your American military and their insane plan of nuking the entire ocean. So that's how it's been since the 80s and how it'd be until the end of time. Well, it would have been if they hadn't pulled this truly outrageous news. Truly outrageous, truly outrageous. Damn it, now I'm gonna go watch Gem after this. Damn it, Laura Lee. Yeah, you're old man sometimes. You're saying you haven't been on land since the 80s. Yeah. Unhinged. You're mistaken, I assure you. Papa is a visionary. Where others were content to solve their strife with mere words, Papa knew the only way to solve trouble was with your strength. At the tender age of 12, he had Grandpapa and Grandmama retired and never looked back. He didn't kill your grandparents, did he? None of the other kingdoms were equipped to deal with a full-scale invasion, which made claiming things trivially easily. Trivially. Tongue twisters. By the time he grew bored of conquest, he already controlled over 50% of the ocean. A brilliant master strategist, my Papa is. He acquired Mama with the same determination and brilliant planning. Uh-oh. Any royal family only has a 1 in 10 million chance of siring a princess. A curse those disgusting Skilla put on us. On average, there were only 5 mirror princes every 40 years, so we're both a hot commodity and a bargaining chip. Knowing that full-blood mirror princes have a higher rate of giving birth to a princess down the line, Papa decided Mama was his. Before they'd even exchange a sentence, truly outrageous my Papa is. Was. Well, he bought her extravagant gifts, jewelry, cakes, dresses, slaves, the like. She mentioned an interest in the moon, so he bought her a piece of it back for her. Aww. She complained about a race of fishermen being rude, and he had the entire race wiped out. Whoa. Okay. And when she told him her parents promised her to another prince, he had them and the other prince executed. That one upset her. Papa told us he didn't understand it at all. He killed his parents too, and you never heard him cry about it, so it's definitely a woman problem. Yeah. I'm seeing a theme with your father. But eventually he wore her down and she accepted her place beneath him. Yup. 2 years later, they had all 18 of my brothers. Oh, 18, Jesus. 3 years after that, the perfect princess who sits before you was born. It's so romantic. Every night I pray for some prince to claim me the same way. No, you don't, Laura Lee. Well, now we don't have to wonder why she's headed to the same school. That's a plus, isn't it? Yeah. Just claiming no wheelchair. What's the deal with that? Well, we know what the deal with that is. She's got no legs, dude. She has this thing called a tail. Romance. All that kissing nonsense is for the birds. If a man wants something, he should take it. Granted, a little worrying never hurts his chance of keeping his prize happy. But a real man knows it's his job to protect a woman while she supports him from the sidelines. If only I could meet a man that understands this. Abu understood. A relationship built entirely on strength and the other person catering to your every whim, who wouldn't understand that. Alas, finding a girl who shared the idea of how a relationship should work had proven to be impossible. Wonder why. Even the skeleton probably wanted some kind of romance. Hey! Skelly's my boo. So far. Unless I meet another couple of girls. Skelly's my boo so far. Abu couldn't wrap his head around the idea of taking a skeleton out to dinner. The entire notion was absurd. But this fish got him. He wasn't quite sure how fish personally worked, but he was willing to give it a shot for the sake of a romance-free relationship. I'm sorry. Real men must not be interested in their 15-year-old princesses. Perhaps I could trick them somehow. Yeah, I'm not going to say what. 15. 15? With those tits? Come on, how's that fair to me at all? Abu never knowingly went out with a woman more than a year younger than him. It just wasn't his style. Yeah, you're out right now. Sorry, babe, but goodbye. There were too many complications involved, like the police, or figuring out who's responsible for the money. Or the police. Then again, he was only 2 years older than her, and it was possible fish matured faster than humans, wasn't it? No, let's not take the risk. Now, step away from Laura Lee. Hey, you stop that. The last thing I'm doing here is writing a romance story between a 15-year-old and her creepy older boyfriend. He made a mental note of it and decided to weigh his options later. I'm weighing my options now. 15, huh? Yes, 15. My birthday was a month before, which means I'm officially 15 years old. I can finally have people executed without asking for permission. Aww. Good for you. I haven't had a chance yet, but they say you never forget your first, so it has to be special. I'm taking a sip of drink. Yeah. Yeah. My age ain't no problem, yeah? You're not gonna turn into a fucking catfish on me, are you? Not for my dick, dude. You're gonna bail me out when the cops come. Bail? What is this bail? Why would I need it? It dawned on him that she may or may not have a great understanding of consent laws. Well, it wasn't his responsibility to explain it to her. He did it anyway. Mostly so she wouldn't go to the cops when he inevitably stuck it in. Kind of conceited to assume it's a sure thing, kid. You people made laws for this? Confusing. We don't have such pointless laws in my kingdom. You simply know when the time is right. You lot really should try it. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. On the off chance you were jailed for having sweet, forceful relations with God, I'd be more than happy to bail you out. That would assuage some of your fears, yeah? Oddly enough, it did. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. He felt a lot less guilty about the idea of banging a girl 2 years his junior if she had some guts to get it out of trouble. No, I thought no, it's wrong. Why can't I be in charge of writing a priest? It appears we've reached our destination. Be a dear and escort me out of this tin can, would you? Realising that this was less of a question and more of an order, Abu did as he was instructed. The fishman carrying her luggage followed 3 steps behind. I'm just going to push the entire wheelchair off the bus, off the step. I want to fall forward on her face with the wheelchair on top of her going, there you go, this is the custom in the human world. She refused to wheel herself around after he helped her off the bus, so he was stuck to doing that as well. The fishman kept dropping boxes, so he had to stop and turn around so she could berate them more often than he would have liked. Aside from this and the occasional questions about the princess, about the taste of random birds, it was uneventful walk to the school rounds. Wait, hang on, from the print about the taste. About the taste. Yeah, no, I don't like her. She's going to eat birds. You don't eat my birds. As uneventful as escorting a wheelchair-bound mermaid princess could be, obviously. The school itself didn't look like anything special, at least from the outside. It reminded him of all the girls' schools across the street from him in his old town. In fact, he only knew they were in the right spot because of the admittedly fancy sign. What fancy sign? A magically appear. No, okay. Laura Lee was audibly disappointed by the low-key exterior. But he was more than sure that the inside would live up to the super expensive school label. No, really? No sign? Okay. Hold on. For some reason, he assumed the whole place would be covered in ivory with gold furnishings. Ah, good. That's what fancy schools always looked like in the romantic dramas his mothers were so fond of. But this looked like the hall of some summer camp cabin. Once again, Laura Lee made her disappointment known. Human standards are really this low, yeah? There's no way you lot can look at this and call it prestigious. Where's the red carpet? Where are the slaves carrying our boxes? Where's the crowd of people welcoming us at our grand arrival? Abu didn't know about any of that other nonsense, but she was right about one thing. It was odd they hadn't seen another person since they arrived. They couldn't be the only 2 troublemakers enrolled. He was all set to turn back and start looking for the skeleton when he heard a familiar voice. Is that Abu? You made it! She came barreling down the hall, but was somehow able to stop just short of knocking Abu over. Made it? Why wouldn't he make it? You have no idea how glad I am to see you. This place is a ghost town. I've got info about it, and I didn't have anyone to talk to. I was getting to think any one of these self-driving buses malfunctioned again, and you went off a cliff. I'm gonna sneak. I'm done. Sorry, Scully. That happens. I'm a human. Can't help myself. And you went off a cliff. Doesn't happen often, honest. Abby wanted to yell at her for leaving him in a bus that could have killed him, but Laura spoke up before he could. Ahem. Aren't you going to introduce me to your the Taurus skeleton? You don't expect me to do that myself, yeah? Skelly, Laurie, Skelly. Laurie! Oh, Skelly to these princess memories. D-cup, C-cup. Yup, perfect. Princess memories! Oh, how delightful. Owl's Corners never fails to impress. Hilarious introduction aside, I am Princess Laurie Anderson. Please don't go out of your way to give me extra attention just to treat me like you would any of your betters. Hang on, wait, I gotta sip. Got it! Skelly Demori at your service. Unless you need me to do any work, then I'm not at your service at all. Oh, wait, I have info! Yeah, I got bored waiting for you to show up, so I took a look around. I didn't think anyone would mind. This is what I learned. This is all the intel Skelly has. It is. There's absolutely no one else here. What? That's not completely true. I heard mumbling near the library, but didn't bother checking that out. You didn't investigate the source of the noise? How odd. The smart girls don't go after monsters without strong men to take a bullet for them. That is true. Continue. So, there's basically absolutely no one else here, which is odd. Maybe we're too early. The school itself seems to be separated into two sections. This side features 2 classrooms, a cafeteria, several rooms I couldn't break into, and an entire hall of bedrooms. I mean, I didn't break into anywhere. I didn't go to jail, man. Don't tell the coppers. Speaking of which, I may or may not have tried to look in the other rooms while Scully was helping me move my stuff. And I may or may not have had any luck with that because all the doors require ID cards to open. But there were some human movers bringing in stuff for what I could only assume was Abba's room a few hours ago. So there must be another way in. Still, paying extra for human movers, Abba's parents must be really spoil him. Where was I? Alright, the second wing! The other side's all futuristic and fancy, like how you'd expect the school to look. Most of the doors were locked, but I could see into some of them. There's several classrooms, a library, a nurse's office, a pool, and a teacher's lounge. Couldn't get into that last one, even after trying to pick the lock. But I did see a chart in the nurse's office. There's another really long hallway that presumably leads to a third wing, but the door leading to it wouldn't open. That's all Skelly has to report. Yeah, no teachers. Oddly enough, no. That's kind of weird, isn't it? You'd think the school would have teachers here around the clock, because of the whole riffraff thing. Unless, of course, our teacher is also a delinquent of some sort. I hope so. Oh, you mean like Onizuka? That'd be so cool. Oh my god, it's a teacher Onizuka reference. Yes, I love this game already. Maybe we'll get lucky and have a super tough power Oni teacher. I hope so. If there's an Onizuka teacher in this game, developer, game person, game maker. Perfect. That would be rather entertaining, yeah. If it's not too much trouble, do you think you could show me to my room, Skelly? The help tends to get restless if I'm not ordering them around. The help? You mean those fish guys behind Abu? They're with you? That's so cool! Really cool! Super cool! I'll show you to your room, but you gotta tell me more about them. Oh, Abby, you might want to take a look while you've got a chance. Scully will meet you back here in an hour. Probably. And if you come across that library monster, kill it and bring it back to me. Don't do that! Just look around and be safe! Alright then. Per Scully's suggestion, Abu chose to look around instead of waiting for them to return. A building this large had to have a few secrets. Or something worth stealing. With any luck, he could kill half an hour or so. First stop, the cafeteria. Food! Food is the most important. Much like the previous hall, it was a bit low-key for the school. Not that he cared, he was just hoping he would find something to eat. There were a few frozen pizzas, but he didn't have the patience for that. With nothing else to do, it was off to the other wing. She was right about it being futuristic compared to the other side. What? Yeah, I just looked. Okay. This is weird. It wasn't as nice as his house, but definitely more in line with what he expected. A classroom. The hell? Abu couldn't remember the last time he stepped foot in one of these. Since the last expulsion, the majority of his time was spent bothering his dad at work. He wasn't sure what to do in school. The entire room felt alien to him. This room feels like a portal classroom. The school's nature was also an issue. Because of it, he probably couldn't get sent home no matter how hard he tried. Would he have to learn? Was this his life now? Being some loser who reads books willingly? The horror. The thought of it was making him sick. He had to get out of there. The library. Not a great place to go if you don't want books or learning, kid. He wasn't sure if this was a nice selection of books or not. Unless he was sitting on a librarian, he never went near them. The table seemed sturdy enough to sleep on, and that was good enough for him. Am I going to fall? Yeah, I'm going to fall asleep there. He was all set to leave when he remembered Scully mentioning a noise. Maybe it was coming from that door in the back. No noises, but it was an odd door. Ah! I'm going to save the game here. There we go. Return. Let's carry on because you never know what might be behind. A scary door. I was trying to be a spooky noise. I sounded more like I was dying. Anything that plain had to lead to a secret room. It wouldn't open. He started looking for something to burn it down with. Maybe he could use the matches he had on him. Fortunately for the door, he noticed the pen and paper nearby before trying. What hurts the first time you have it, feels warm inside, and makes you miserable if you never receive it from someone. I gotta think about this. Feels warm inside and makes you miserable if you never receive it from someone. Is it hot chocolate? A riddle? Not even an hour and he was already being forced to do homework. Lowercase only. Ah, shit. Hot chocolate. He wrote his answer down and slid it under the door. Nothing. Abba could only assume that this meant he got it wrong. He couldn't help but feel slightly ripped off. Ah, shit. Oh, good thing I saved beforehand, because there's going to be a magical jump cut. And I'm going to think about this. Jump cut! Mm-hmm. It worked! Yay! It was love. I was going to write unrequited love, but then I was like, no, just write love. So you know the thing. A click. The door opened on its own shortly after. He couldn't believe that actually worked. He did his best to steel his nerves before entering the dark room ahead of him. Who knew what horrors lurked inside of it? Woo! Another library! Oh man, I like this. Oh, this is like Belle's dream library. This is my dream library. What are we talking about? Yes, another library. Why would anyone hide a second library behind a riddle-protected door? The school managed to make secrets boring. Bizarreness aside, this one fit the high school class description completely. If he cared about books at all, he would have been very impressed. Well, I am impressed. He searched around for something, anything that could explain why this room needed to be hidden, but only found a book. The book itself was special appearance-wise, but it was on a shelf. That had to mean something. Probably. He picked it up and flipped through it. 10th of April, I made my prince a scarf for his birthday today. I'm certain he liked it. He did not say so, but he smiled in my direction. That action speaks louder than words ever could. Of course, my parents punished me harshly for using leftover materials, but it was worth it. 15th of April, my prince came down with some sort of sickness. He insisted that I go home and help the family business, but I would not be able to sleep knowing that he was suffering. I spent the entire day by his bed. I will stay by his side forever if that is what it takes for him to notice me. 16th of May, my birthday. But it is my younger, prettier sister's birthday as well. I am unfortunate. Naturally, all attention was given to her, and I was forced to do her work in addition to my own. An unfortunate girl like me should not be permitted to exist. Ah, but my prince remembered. He even invited me to stay with him at his castle, so I told him how I felt before bed. He did not respond. Was he pretending not to hear me? No, he wouldn't do that. He must not have heard. 20th of May. My prince invited me to one of his parties. All those royal girls my age with the fancy dresses. I felt so out of place. I am so very unfortunate to exist in the same space as them. I overheard one of the wealthy girls speaking ill of my prince. I only wanted to correct her misconceptions. But I brought my scissors and I may have lost my temper. It is not as if she will need the use of both. I may have coughed so hard. Oh god. Okay, I'm done. It is not as if she will need the use of both her hands. I felt sure that my unfortunate miserable life would end here. However, my prince stood up for me and told her to leave. He is the most wonderful boy alive, without a doubt. 14th of June, my prince said he loved me like a brother. A brother? I am no boy! Why did he say such cruel things? Does he not know how much I care? I must not be trying hard enough. This is a sign. I have to do the work of 10 women to earn his love. The longer he read, the more pathetic the girl's inability to get the royal meat scepter became. Is that what we're calling it? Awesome. He wanted to stop, but it was a train wreck. He couldn't put it back down. Because he was so entertained by it, he didn't notice the books floating off the shelves behind him. You colossal waste of flesh! What gives you the right to put your disgusting hand on things that do not belong to you? Have you no shame? Have you no decency? Get out! Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out! That book was super pissed, so Abu did what any reasonable person would have done in that situation. He threw it out the wall and made a run for it. Good boy. Get out! When he arrived at the door, his path was obstructed by floating books who clearly shared the pissed-off book's sentiment. Well, let me out then! Why were they blocking his exit if they wanted him to leave so badly? Is that an Apple book? It looks like it. Before he could shove them out of the way, the books returned to their shelves. Well, that was a minor inconvenience. Ghost. Ghost! The school's just full of surprises. Staying up all night to beat that dungeon was a terrible idea. Only an extremely unfortunate girl like me could have made such a stupid decision. Who are you? Why are you still here? Sorry about that, I had to spit. Got lost accidentally. Abu. Yeah, Abu, you are? I do not have to answer that. You are not in charge here. Excuse my frankness, but did you say Abu? As in Abu Lovelace? Abu nodded. It was his last name, but he had no idea how she knew that. Did she go through his things? She had to. Ghost had no sense of personal space. I see. I believe we have a problem. Wait here. While waiting for her to return, he wondered what she was doing here. Was she a student? What good is an education to someone who's dead? If he were a ghost, he wouldn't spend his time trying to learn like a nerd. He'd spend it stealing people's keys. Here, look here, Dallard. I do not wish to repeat myself, so lend me your ears. Another book. Well, if you can call something filled with doodles a book. Huh? Oh, it begins here, with mother and father. I dare not speak their names, for I am a good girl. Father would surely strike me if I did. They were fortunate enough to have 2 healthy children. How Aurelia, an unfortunate girl who was constantly overshadowed by her younger sibling. That's me. And Evangeline, the treasure of both her town and family. While they were both seamstresses, Aurelia was clearly the more talented of the 2. Not that anyone ever noticed. Aurelia, being as fortunate as she was, perished at the tender age of 14. She would never know love or the joy of marital congress. So unfortunate. Eve, however, went on to create a madly successful children's book series. At the age of 20, she married some dick. Due to know his name, I do not wish to learn it. Are you following, Dallard? Blink twice if you are still with me. Okay, blink, blink. There we are. Hello. Even her dick husband only had 1 child. A son. Got who wrote the book. I don't know. Some ugly bitch. I like that. Perfect. He grew up to be a writer as well as a bold fuck who married a very hoarderish woman. They had 2 children, Oates, who never married because of his awful, awful name. Derek, Merrick, and Oates. Beautiful. And Derek, who was an artist. Such a useless trade. He married Marie, a seamstress who was far too good for him. Oh, Marie. Oh my God. They had 1 child, Gabrielle, an insidious boy who cared only about himself. He married the Russian, I can't speak, I'm sorry. He married the Russian woman Hannah, and they had 1 child. Oh, it's me, and I have a poop emoji next to my name. It's either poop or whipped cream. I don't know. Brown whipped cream. Mummy! Mr. Abu Lovelace. A hoodlum with no prospects, no education, and a revolting hairstyle. Shut your mouth. A rather displeasing ending to a once great family line, if you ask me. Wait, I'm descended from you? Oh, that would make you my great auntie. Wait, great auntie. Yay! Do you see what I'm getting at, dunce? Yeah, it's my family. You're the fucking ghost of generations past or something. Obviously not. What would that even entail, Jesus fucking Christ? You will never get it if I wait for you. I am Aurelia. She's Aurelia? The girl from the start, so that means... You're like my great aunt. Yeah, you're like my dead aunt or something. I would not have worded it quite like that, but yes. Your aunt from 4 generations ago, to be exact. Fuck you doing here then? Yeah, what is the problem? Is it not obvious? Your licentious lust for the female form will overtake you. You will force yourself on my ethereal body with no regard for societal force. Using me as nothing more than repository for your seed until I am inexplicably carrying your children. You're a ghost. You're a ghost of my dead auntie. She just hovered there giggling like a madwoman until he interrupted. Is that a good giggle? You can all take that soundbite. Bitch, we're related, yeah. Bitch, we're related. As if you will let that stop you. Yeah. You will get curious. You will wonder how it feels. I'd rather not. And I will be powerless to keep you from desecrating me. He didn't want to admit it, but she was right. No, she's not. He was thinking about how it would work before she said it. Really? Who wouldn't be curious about that? But he had a sneaking suspicion that this was less about his lack of morals and more about her desires. Yeah, aren't you two? Oh, no. Yeah, how come you're a ghost and not Wampu? Wampu, clever. You are a literary craftsman. But to answer your inquiry, I do not know why I am still here. Perhaps it was God's idea of a cruel joke. Are there mushrooms in your hair? Okay. An unfortunate girl's life became never-ending, unfortunate afterlife. The Wagners held the belief that my inability to move on is related to my stubbornness. If I apologised for all my past actions, let go of my resentment and forgave my enemies, they were sure I would move on. Well, fuck that shit. I, however, am not so sure this is the case. Forgiveness is for losers. That is not the reaction I expected from you. But I do agree with you. No one should be expected to forgive anyone, especially not people who have been tormented for years. The mere idea of forgiving any of those cretins makes me want to... Makes me want to what? Should we call a doctor? Would it do any good? Ew. Oh god, is that what the blood is? I thought she'd been like killed. Something like that. Makes me want to do something of that nature. It is refreshing having someone agree with me on this point. Most people are all too willing to relinquish their anger when it can be useless. It can be a useful tool. In the right hands, it is almost a thing of beauty. I fear my initial impression of you was not completely correct. I bet if you dressed more like a respectable human, people would be less likely to think you are an imbecile. Not me, however. I know how much time you spend touching that thing of yours. You've been watching? Awkward. Speaking of which, it's not time for you to do that again. I'm not doing it in front of you. Do not worry about me. I'll be fine as long as you leave post haste and refrain from mentioning this meeting. Depart now, lest you miss even a moment of self-gratification. Away with you. Abu had no problem leaving right then and there, because my voice is completely fucked. This entire situation weirded him out. How the hell was he supposed to get laid if his dead aunt could float her way into his room at any moment? Oh, that puts me off so much. He didn't doubt for a second that she would do it, if given the opportunity. He also had no problem keeping her existence a secret from the others. Fishbone would start asking questions about his family if they met her, and that was the last thing he wanted. Things were weird enough without discussing his parents. And this is where I'm going to end it, guys, because I've gone over time. I'll see you all in the next video of Monster Girl Gaming. Bye-bye.